In 2022, I looked like this, and this was taken a few months ago. I've always wondered how much a glow up like this can change a rating, not in theory, but objectively. And I can't assess it myself because obviously I'm biased. So I brought in a black pillar.
I think that this actually has ripple effects. Using my content as an excuse.
Analysis paralysis ensues.
If you've been around this space for a while, you've probably heard Wheat Waffles. His black belt content went viral a few years ago, and one of the things he's best known for is his face rating studies. To keep things as clean as possible, I made sure he had no idea these are the same person. I bought 2 separate face ratings, different emails, different names, different ages, submitted days apart. No context, no backstory. Here's what he sent back. Let's start with my before. These were the photos I sent him. They were taken around 2022 when I looked my worst. Unsurprisingly, I got a 4. And he said I'm in the top 85% of men, which is just a nice way of saying bottom 15%. For context, Wheat Waffles doesn't use a 0 to 10 scale. His ratings run from 2 to 8, with 5 as average. So 4 puts me slightly below average. Honestly, I thought I would get a 3 of these photos, so that's pretty generous. He then mentions that with some looks maxing, I could get to a 5 out of 10, or maybe even 6 out of 10. So here's the PDF. He says my best features are equal facial dirts, good hair thickness and texture, good hairline, good eyebrow thickness. Seems like he doesn't have any other good things to say, and I don't blame him. The worst features he mentions are mainly high body fat, rounded cheeks, loose hyaloid skin, jawline looks rounded. So these first 4 is really mainly due to my weight. He also mentions my nose is oversized, too much nostril show, which is valid, large eye to eyebrow distance, no eyelid crease, negative eyebrow tilt, slight facial asymmetry, all valid assessments. Now in terms of his short-term recommendations, he recommends going to the gym to address my high body fat, which I completely agree with. If you're trying to looks max, the first step is always to lose weight. Hairstyle, muscles, fashion, none of those things matter if you're at a high body fat. To consistently lose weight, slowly reduce calories over time and increase expenditure as your body adapts. Now he says my haircut is good, which I'll leave that up to you guys. Do you guys think this haircut is good? Let me know in the comments. He also mentions using lifts or certain shoes to make myself seem taller, which I think is okay as long as you don't overdo it. At most, do 1 inch. You don't want to suddenly take off your shoes and you're 4 inches shorter, right? That's excessive. They also mentions eyelid surgery to give it a more westernized appearance because my eyelids are quite oriental looking. What do you expect, man? I'm Asian. But the surgery he's referring to here is called a blepharoplasty, which involves making an incision above the eye and manipulating the tissues above it to make the eye appear bigger, which results in the creation of a crease, hence the term double eyelid surgery. So that's the baseline. Now let's see how he rated the new photos. For context, here were the photos I used. These were taken a few months ago. I was leaner than I am now, probably 12 to 13% body fat. Once you get to that point, a few percentage points make a big difference. So what did I get? I actually got a 7 out of 10, which he says is the top 10% of men. In the old email, he actually said I had the potential to reach a 5 and maybe a 6, but here I am with a 7. So it seems like I exceeded his expectations, which is a pleasant surprise since in his video on his face ratings, he broke it down by ethnicity, and the highest score he gave in Asia was a 7. So it seems like my new photos ranked in that top category. Interestingly, now he offers a consultation for dating advice rather than his looks maxing course. Now let's get to the PDF. So my best features list is much longer this time. It's mostly due to me losing weight, which allowed my jawline and facial definition to show. It says jawline, good facial definition, low body fat, facial dirts, good eyebrows thickness and shape, which actually didn't change. It's just that when I'm more posed, my eyebrows are more neutral and closer to my eyes. As you can see here, if I'm more relaxed, my eyebrows are actually still negative. Interestingly, he says I have good facial symmetry now, whereas before he said I had slight asymmetry. Now 7, 11, and 12 technically are the same as from before, but he didn't mention it before. So perhaps there's some halo effect going on here. As for the bad features, he mentions nostril show, lack of prominent brow ridge, and a slightly thin neck, which I do agree with. When I'm at a lower body fat, my neck does seem thin, and I've never really trained my neck, so he is on point with that. So it's funny that his main looks maxing recommendation is to train my neck. I guess I'll take that as a compliment, and also to wear a tight shirt. So interesting recommendations. He also recommends staying clean shaven because I don't really have great facial hair genetics, which is true. And honestly, if you can't grow a full beard, just shave it off. No one really likes that wispy beard look, and it's really hard to pull off. So oftentimes it just comes off as sloppy. And that's it. no more recommendations. In my case, the looks maxing was mainly just losing weight and plastic surgery. Just follow the 80-20 rule. Focus on what's most important and don't overcomplicate things. Now, one thing I noticed while looking back at both of these ratings is that a lot of the recommendations lean towards more of a westernized beauty standard, things like double eyelids, thicker neck, muscle fit shirts. That's one valid way to looks max. But looks are subjective and contextual. There's more than one path. There are plenty of good-looking men who aren't jacked, have monolids, and dress more relaxed, and it still works. Now, if you didn't think it was possible for someone rated below a 5 to move into the top 10%, now you do. But I'll be honest, losing weight wasn't enough. If that's all I had done, I probably would have gone a 5, maybe a 6. Going further meant making decisions that were permanent and uncomfortable, the kind that most people aren't willing to make. They just aren't willing to do whatever it takes. Now, if this video is informative, hit that like button, and if this video hits 2,000 likes, I'll book a consultation with Wheat Waffles and get his reaction to how this all played out. In the upcoming year, I'll be making more videos on everything I did for my transformation, as well as details on my plastic surgery, so stay tuned.